In this tutorial, I'm going to go over two aspects of the assignment that you have due on Wednesday. The first thing I'm going to go over is the how to actually get your guidelines, especially those unusual guidelines around the letter forms that were inspired by your face drawings or some other aspect of the composition. And then secondly, I'm going to show you how to create this sort of border perimeter around your guidelines to sort of keep them somewhat contained within the composition that you have. So first of all, just to show you again what I'm referring to in terms of these guidelines around the particular contours of the letters, I want you to imagine that this letter form was inspired by some contour line on my face drawing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this letter and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to actually start a new layer. I'm going to lock this layer, and then I'm going to go File, Edit, Paste in Place. And that P will go directly where I had this before. I'm going to go ahead and hide my other letter forms. And what I'm going to do now is I want to pretend as though this curve was inspired by or was taken from or inspired by the contours of my face drawing. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to right click on it. My mouse is not working properly. I want to right click on it. I want to convert it. It's in a compound path, and I want to get it out of its compound path. So you see here on the layer it says compound path, and I have to right click on here. My mouse is not working. And let's see, so release compound path. We can go to our drop down menu, hit release, and what I'm going to do now is just delete the eye, and then I'm going to take my direct selection tool, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start deleting part of this P. And I'm going to actually delete there, and I'm just going to say I want this part of the curve. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to convert that to a stroke. I'm actually going to bring this back to 100%. I'm going to take my eyedrop, and I want this blue color. I can either click on this and this will turn this automatically blue, as you'll see, or what I will do is I will go into my color, and I will, well, first of all, I want to remember what this color was. I don't have the number in front of me. I double click on this. This tells me what the color is. I'm going to copy that, do a screenshot. I'm going to bring this down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit cancel, and then I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to double click on my screenshot. Excuse me real quick, and I'll bring this down below, and I'll click back on here. I need to be able to see my number here, excuse me, and then I'll be able to go to Window, and I'll go to Swatches, which is down here in my menu. My swatches come out of the recording space. I'll bring it into here, and what I'm looking for is, nope, that's not going to work. I'm going to double click on here. That gives me the color picker. This is what I actually want, and I'm actually going to type in the number that I need, so which is maybe a different number than what I've given you on the sheet here, but the number that has come up on my screenshot is this, a 9E0, and I'm going to hit return, and I get the blue that I'm looking for. And what I will then do is I will turn back on my letters, and you can see here that I've got my contour, the contour that I want from the P. I'll go ahead and extend that line just because I want to show maybe show more about where this is coming off the face drawing. And so what I will then do is I will lock everything else, and I will take my direct selection tool, click on this, then I will go to my pen tool. I will you want this sort of backslash here, and then I'm going to hold down the shift key, and I get a vertical coming down. This, of course, this line can go on and do anything that is appropriate based upon your inspiration from your or taken directly off of the contours of the face. So That's how you get the contour lines very quickly, by copying, pasting in place the letters, and then proceeding to delete a number of the vector points and getting a stroke that then you can actually use. The registration is perfect on that P. I didn't even have to redraw it, and it actually sits on there absolutely perfectly. In terms of the parameters of my guides, let's just say that this particular contour of my P extends down based upon, again, the inspiration from the face. I don't want this to, I want to keep this somewhat confined. So what I've done in this layer is I've drawn a box, which allows me then to center and keep in control a basic perimeter of my a guide. It's kind of a guide around my guidelines. So what I'll do is I want to stay within this to keep a good composition. I'm going to just select this. I'm going to hold down the Shift key. I'm going to drag up. That snaps to that line there. Again, I will toggle the visibility off, and you can see here that this is creating a nice boundary around that. And so that keeps your guides in a nice confined sort of area within the composition that that isn't seen by this guide, but the guide box around that is providing the perimeter around that. I hope that is all clear. Those are the two sort of critical aspects to completing this assignment. If you have any questions, please email me, and I can answer them in another tutorial if need be. Thank you.